The ancient world was intrigued by paradox and reversal. Imagine efforts to save life that end up losing it, where losing life ends up saving it. Reversal is at the center of the second reading from the third Sunday of Lent in the Common Lectionary, 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verses 22 to 25. It's at the center of Paul's argument. Basing themselves on Genesis chapter 1 and their experience of a well-ordered and predictable temple system, first-century Israelites concluded that God behaved in orderly and predictable ways. So, first-century Israelites could expect constancy and fairness in life. Non-Israelites relied on logic, rational speculation, and drew a similar conclusion. Life is predictable. These verses from 1 Corinthians center on the generally agreed upon map of honorable persons shared by everyone in the ancient Middle Eastern social world. A person who died by crucifixion had no place on this map of honor. Crucifixion is a shameful death, reserved for criminals. A crucified Messiah is a contradiction in terms. Indeed, a stumbling block to first-century Israelites. It was not what they expected. And it was also a stumbling block to non-Israelites in this cultural world because crucifixion was patently dishonorable, outright shameful. Paul, however, insists that in this matter, the patron God of Israel engages in reversal, because, as Paul sees it, in God's view, Christ crucified is truly the power of God and the wisdom of God, calling absolute weakness power, absolute foolishness wisdom. What a reversal. God is perfectly free to act in ways that totally contradict the patterns of order and honor commonly accepted in any circum-Mediterranean culture, even the patterns to which observant Israelites have long been socialized. In other words, as Paul sees it, the God of Israel is free to draw new maps of value, new maps of honor that deliberately reverse the expected pattern that would obtain divine favor. In the third Sunday of Lent's Gospel, John chapter 2 verses 13 to 25, Jesus causes a disturbance in the temple, which calls attention to what he believes is a perversion of its purpose and function. Another link that exists between the epistle and gospel for the third Sunday of Lent is the dubious value of signs. Both Paul and the author we call John indicate that Israelites who seek signs manifest a refusal to trust God. Perhaps this signals a satisfaction with the status quo. You know, if Americans and all other people actually allowed God to be God, we would surely be in for a tremendous surprise.